Assalamu alaikum and have a good day. I'm Mohamad Faez bin Abdul Wahid, MATRIC number CD160179. Now, I was assigned by Prof. Amri bin Lajis to share about the FMA of sheet metal operation. Now, what is sheet metal working? Sheet metal working includes cutting and forming operations performed on relatively thin sheets of metal. Typically, sheet metal thickness are between 0.4 mm to 6 mm. When thickness is greater than 6 mm, then it is known as a plate, metal plate or stainless steel plate. Sheet metal arts are generally characterized by high strength, good dimensional accuracy, and surface finish and relatively low cost. Sheet metal operations are performed on machine tool which is press machine. The tooling that performs sheet metal work is called punch and die. Now, they have three major categories of sheet metal process, which is the first one is cutting, the second one is bending, and the third one is drawing. Now we will go through all of the three categories. So, before we proceed, I want you, sir, to go through listen my speech and go to my slide. So now move to the second slide. The sheet metal working. This is the sheet metal working that this is the sheet metal working machine that called press machine. So they have severe components, which is the first one is bed, second frame, ram, bolster, plate, drive, and flywheel. So now I will explain and share about the advantages of sheet metal working. The first one is the sheet metal is very lightweight and low cost. Second one is high production rate. So there are many industries that produce this sheet metal. And the third one in high dimensional accuracy and good surface finish. And the last one is it does not require specific and special skilled labor to produce it. And now for the counter of the advantage is limitation. The first one of the limitation of sheet metal working is the thickness of metal sheet used is limited, that I told just now, from 0.4 mm to 6 mm only. And the second one is low strength of components. Here, next slide. Here, this is the sheet metal working applications. They have a lot of application of this sheet metal working, such as automobile and short body parts, airplanes body parts, railway locomotive bodies, steel furniture, farm and construction equipment. Other than that is appliance body, cans and utensils, and also kitchen utensils. Now we move to next slides. The sheet metal working operation, they have three. The first one is cutting operations, which is it accomplished by a shearing action between two sharp cutting edges. Shearing, blanking and punching are the main three shearing and cutting operations in press working. The second one is bending operation. Bending in sheet metal work is defined as the straining of the metal around a straight axis, such as V bending and H bending. And the third one is drawing operations, which is the sheet metal forming operation used to make like a cup shape, box shape, or other complex curve and concave parts. And next, it is performed by placing a piece of sheet metal over a die cavity, which is the die acts such a mold, and then pushing the metal into the opening with a punch. So I can classify it as a heavy industry, heavy machine. And next, they have three. The first one I will explain about the cutting operation. Cutting operation is accomplished by shearing action between two sharp cutting edge. Now from the picture, the slide, as the punch begins to push into the work, plastic deformation occurs in the surfaces of the sheet. As the punch moves downward, and penetration occurs, in which the punch compresses the sheet and cuts into the metal. As the punch continues to travel into the work, fracture is initiated in the work at the two cutting edges. Now, shearing operation. Shearing operation is a sheet metal cutting operation along a straight line between two cutting edges that used to cut large sheets into smaller sections. Upper blade, from the picture you can see the upper blade is often inclined to reduce required cutting force. And also the blanking. The blanking involves cutting of the sheet metal along a close outline in a single step to separate the piece from the sounding stock. Another work is punching. Punching is same to blanking except that it produces hole. That's similar to blanking except that it produces a hole and the separate piece is scrapped. Now we move to bending operation. So bending can simply say as in sheet metal work is defined the straining of the metal around a straight axis. So the nomenclature and of the scenario for the first one is during the bending operation, the metal on the inside of the neutral plane is compressed, while the metal on the outside is stretched. So you can see at the picture how it looks like and how it operates. So next, the metal is plastically deformed so that the bend takes a permanent set upon removal of the stresses that cause it. So they have a phenomenon that called spring back, which amount of elastic recovery of sheet metal after punch is removed. So here there are severe bending, which the first one is V bending. V bending is performed with a V-shaped die. Includes angles range from very obtuse to very acute. Used for low production operations. And next, edge bending that is performed with a wiping die. Accurately, edge bending is limited to bends around 90 dB or less. They also from the picture you can see a pressure pad that act as used to apply a force to hold the base of the part against the die, while the punch forced the part to yield and bend over the edge of the die. Next is drawing. Drawing is a sheet metal forming operation used to make cup shape, box shape, or other complex curve and concave parts. How it performed? By placing a piece of sheet metal over a die cavity and then pushing the metal into the opening with a punch. Now you can look at the slide how the nomenclature and the arrangement of the drawing and with the part. Common parts that produced by drawing is like beverage cans, ammunition shells, sink, cookie pots, and automobile body panels. And next is forming. Forming is a process of shaping a flat sheet metal surface into desired curve profile. In simple words, it can produce a complex profile shape. So, how it happen? It must be undergoes forming process by shape of punch and die surface is directly reproduced on sheet metal. Forming is many use for producing automobile part and aircraft body parts, steel furniture, toys, and jewelry. So move to the last slide. Here you can see the lot of sheet metal operation. Lots of sheet of metal operation here, but we can dig deeper by reading other article or go to the internet. Now that's all for me. Thank you.